سهل بن حنيف وقيس بن سعد قائدين بالقادسية فمروا عليهما بجنازة فقام. So he says that I heard from Abdurrahman bin Abi Layla, he said Sahal bin Hunayf and Qais bin Sa'd, these two companions, they were in Qadisiyah, city of Iraq. They were there, sitting while a funeral came in front of them. They stood up for funeral. فَقِيلَ لَهُمَا إِنَّهَا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْأَرْضِ أي مِنْ أَهْلِ الذِّمَّةِ. This funeral is from either of Yahudi or Jew or a Christian, min ahl al-dhimma. So this is not a funeral of Muslim, min ahl al-dhimma. فَقَالَ إِنَّ النَّبِيَّ, and ahl al-dhimma non-Muslim. Any non-Muslim, zimmi. فَقَالَ إِنَّ النَّبِيَّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ مرت به جنازة فقام فقيل له إنها جنازة يهودي فقال أليست نفسا. When they stood up for that funeral and they were told this is min ahlul zimma, not this is a non-Muslim funeral, they kept standing and they said that a funeral came. Then they narrated this sunnah. They said, we saw that a janaza funeral came in front of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he stood up for him for the funeral. So he was told, Ya Rasulullah, this is the funeral of a Jew. And Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, okay, this is a funeral of a Jew. Alaysat nafsan, is he not a human being? He said, yes. This is a funeral of a Jew, but is he not a human being? It means this respect is not for his being Muslim. This respect is for the dead body of a human being. That's why I said Tazim Ikramul Insan, Jasadil Insani, Ikramul Mayyit. This was Sahih Bukhari, and you have got the references. And the same kind of reference you find in Bukhari, and you find in other Muslim, you find in Nasai and Sahih ibn Hibban and Bihaki and Sunan al-Kubra, all ahadith. And the same Amir bin Rabi'a, another hadith, Amir bin, he reports, again, Holy Prophet ﷺ stated the same words, and that is in Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim. And the same is reported in Sunan Tirmizi and in Mustadrak Hakim and in Sunan Abi Dawood and in Sunan Ibn Majah. All books of Sihah Sitta reported the same word. This is Sahih Muslim. Just read one hadith from Sahih Muslim on the same subject. Sahih Muslim, again, Kitabul Janaiz, Babul Qiyam lil Janaza, Imam Muslim. Chapter number 24. Chapter number 24. We should read one sanad for Imam Sahih Muslim also for you. Hadith number is 958 of that chapter. Haddasana Abu Bakr ibn Abi Shayba wa Amrun Naqid وزهير بن حرب وابن نمير قالوا حدثنا سفيان عن الزهري عن سالم عن أبيه عن عامر بن ربيعة قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الجنازة فقوموا لها حتى تخلفكم أو توضع. Next hadith, إِذَا رَأَى أَحَدُكُمُ الْجَنَازَةَ فَإِن لَمْ يَكُنْ مَاشِيًا مَعَهَا فَلْيَقُمْ حَتَّى تُخَلِّفَهُ أَوْ تُوضَعَ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ تُخَلِّفَهُ. So all these are hadiths. Again, next hadith which Imam Muslim brings, he said, إِذَا اتَّبَعْتُمْ جَنَازَةً عن أبي سعيد رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا اتبعتم جنازة فلا تجلسوا حتى تودع. And there are lot many hadiths on the same subject. Now very interesting subject on Qiyam al-Ta'zim. Next is very important subject. You know, when the Iqama is said for prayer, Iqama is said for prayer, and normally the Sunnah way or Mustahab way is that the people stand when it is said Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala salah, and Qad qamatis salah. So when Iqama is said for prayer, so we stand up at that time. It is said Qad qamatis salah, Qad qamatis salah, or Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala salah. We stand up for that time. Some people stand up in the beginning of Iqama. So this is a juristic difference, but it doesn't matter. The basic point which I want to elaborate in connection of the Iqama is that this standing during Iqama, either at the time of saying Hayya ala salah and Qad qamatis salah, either at this time or according to some people in the beginning. This standing of Iqama in fact started in respect of Holy Prophet ﷺ coming out. This was the Sunnah of companions. This Iqama standing was not for prayer. It was not for Salat. It was for Mustafa alayhi salatu wassalam. Salat was for Allah and Iqama standing was for Holy Prophet ﷺ. This is very important point which I want to explain. The people, the whole ummah stands, but normally it is not conceived where did this standing start from. What is the origin of this standing? This standing during Iqama was it was only for the respect of Holy Prophet ﷺ. This was Qiyam of Ta'zim for Holy Prophets. Hazrat Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala, his practice was that after saying Adhan, he used to stand. He was an ashik, a great lover of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After saying Adhan, so at that time there were no watches. The time of offering prayer, starting prayer was never fixed with hours and minutes. Very important thing. The time was not fixed with hours and minutes. So then what was the common practice? So there was no specific, you can say, criterion or formula of the specification of time. That Salatul Zuhr would be at 1 o'clock sharp or 1:30 sharp. Salatul Asr would be at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, except Maghrib. And Isha would be at exact this much time. This was no principle. The procedure was that the companions after, they used to come to mosque, offer Salatul Tahajjud. And some of them come after Azanul Fajr. And they used to offer the Sunnah and to sit there. And they used to wait for Holy Prophet's coming. They used to just wait. So the time of prayer was just Holy Prophet's coming out. Whenever he came out, that was the time of offering prayer. That was the time of offering prayer. So everybody used to sit, waiting for Holy Prophet ﷺ. And Hazrat Bilal, he used to stand in a corner of the mosque, in a specific place